Okay, so you've just uploaded your video. Most of you will be familiar with most of what you see here. You've just uploaded your video, the processing's completed, you've got the option to publish, whether or not you want to go public or keep it private. I've just called this a test video, and my upload defaults have uploaded along with it. So my upload defaults tags and my upload default description as uploaded. What you also see on this page is some integration. The integration is from Tubebuddy, which is a browser extension. It's a free browser extension that integrates directly into YouTube to help you run your channel with ease. So full disclosure, if you do click on the affiliate link I will give you at the end of this video, it will generate some commission for me, so it'll help me a lot if you are interested in using Tubebuddy and integrating it into your browser. The additional things like this that you see on my screen are Tubebuddy Editions. So for instance, there's an upload checklist, so you can make sure you're running through all the smart things that you need to do to get your video noticed and to get more clicks. There are also some very useful tag tools. So tags are very, very important. If you're not using tags, you should be using tags, and they will generate you a lot more clicks. So if you see your competitors getting ahead of you, it's because they're doing things like this. You know, they are actually putting a lot of effort into tags, and I know it takes a bit more time, post-production and pre-publishing, but it's well worth the effort, you'll see in the end. First of all, let's talk about the upload defaults. If you're not using upload defaults, again, you should be, and you get to these by going to your Creator Studio and you run down to your channel button, expand that, and you will see upload defaults. So most of this is self-explanatory, but if you're interested in learning more about this, then literally just type YouTube upload defaults into the YouTube search box and you will find a number of really good videos that will help you set these and get these smart. So what I do in here, I just put my standard information. So there's a PayPal donation link, and there's a link there to my blog, and a contact email for me in there. And then I'll let you know at the foot of every video, in the description of every video, I'll let you know that what I use to edit, what I use to do my graphics, what equipment I'm using, and things like that. And right at the bottom, I've got some information on Tubebuddy, which I am using to optimize all my videos. The basic version Tubebuddy is free to use, but there are additional features that you can get with a paid subscription, so you upgrade from the free version to get more and more functionality built in. I'm using a pro license. I think it's really good value for money, and I'm enjoying it, but I also have friends who have used it and don't think it's worth the money, so you need to be checking it out for yourself. I personally think it's really good, and I think I've got quite a few extra clicks and subs as a result of using it. All right, so then there's all these options that you can click within here, and they become your defaults. So whenever you upload a new video, they'll be set as standard things within it. So my standard tags are all in there. So for instance, I'm uploading this video is about a breakfast I had in Trinidad. It's only a test video. I won't be actually publishing this one. Well, I might be publishing part of it, but this is just a test video to show you what I'm doing. So for instance, if I want to put Trinidad, and then what happens is my tag tools, my Tubebuddy tag tools will pop up, and for instance I can then click on that one and then it will become Trinidad and Tobago. I won't be using any more of these, I don't think, but there you go, look. So there's some options, and then I could put in there Sada Roti. So there you see, look, Sada Roti Trinidad, Sada Roti recipe, and then there's a whole number of Sada Roti Trini style, Sada Roti with self-rising flour. There you go. So I can put all those tags in and add them to it right up to my 500 tag letter maximum. Okay, so it's really useful for running through things like that, because these are common search terms, so people will put these in. They want to see what it's like, so these are common search terms that will generate you more clicks. People looking for those things will naturally find your video in the listing. Yeah, so it's really useful to use tags. Again, if you want to find more information on tags, just go into your YouTube box, put in using tags in YouTube videos or something like that, a search term like that, and you will find a plethora of videos that are going to help you out with that. Another thing I do is I run down the checklist, which I find really useful. Another thing I tend to do is click these, because I've integrated my Google Plus account and my YouTube account into my YouTube account, and then for instance I can click that and click that, and because this is about Trinidad, I always put in a link to my friend Taste of Trini's in with the video as it posts to Google Plus and to Twitter. Yeah, so that will automatically go to that. You can also put other hashtags in there that you find useful. For instance, if you're running it your video as part of a hashtag, as part of a hashtag trend, you'll probably want to put the hashtag in there, and it's also important to put your hashtag in here too. So for instance, I would want to go in here, I want a hashtag Tubebuddy. Yeah, so that whenever anyone hashtags Tubebuddy, my video will be in the list of it. This particular video would be in the list of it. So when I go to the upload checklist, this gives me a list of things that I need to really think about, and it will, if you click on the little arrow to the right of it, it will explain it, what you need to do, and then it will say, offer a few tips on how to fill that out. Yeah, so for instance, I would want to pad that out a little bit. So let's just say I'm making this video. I would put something like publication tips. Yeah. Video publication tips, make sure I capitalize, that sort of thing. That sort of thing in it. So you're actually entering your title. So that once you've done that, you can now check that, and then you go to your description. So this is also important. A few more tips on there on how to do it. But it's very important that you put in your video description. So it's important to put information in there about what your video is about. So I always would write in there a short description of what the video is about. Don't leave this blank. If you're leaving this blank, you're losing clicks, you're losing potential subscribers. All right. You also need to have descriptive tags, which we've talked about, and we've used Tubebuddy tag tools to to help us create those. So for instance here I could add Tubebuddy tutorial, Tubebuddy, Tubebuddy review, because I'm kind of reviewing it, those sort of things. So I can now add them in up to the maximum of 500. So if you are going above 500, make sure you're keeping the ones that are the most relative to what you're doing, because they will generate you the most clicks. It's also YouTube tips, that sort of thing, Tubebuddy tips and tricks. See, I'm climbing up now by adding these, but the more you put in, the more chance you've got of your video being noticed. Upload videos to YouTube. We're just over 400 now. How to get more views. These sort of things. So you can see you could run down these and do more interesting tag tools. Then you want to create a custom thumbnail. Alright, now what I do is I generally create my thumbnails using an external program, but there is also a tool within Tubebuddy that will help you do that. This one talks you through it, but for instance, you can choose one of the thumbnails that come up automatically once your video is released, or you can go into a custom thumbnail. But there's some pre-publishing tools here whereby you can go to Tubebuddy and it will help you build. So let's just say, let's choose that one, and then you go continue, and then you can add text to it. You can also add all sorts of things. So here it's helping you build up your thumbnail. I prefer to use an external program. I use GIMP and build them up rather nice with my background information, overlays and things like that. And then what I would do is I would click on custom thumbnail, then I would drill down to where my thumbnail is, for instance, and which is usually something like this. So that's for a recent video. I made that one, and then open that up and use that as the thumbnail. So we've chosen our custom thumbnail, and now we need to go to the next thing on the list. We'll just run down them. So check your monetizing, that you've advertising settings. So you've generated your custom thumbnail, you've done your monetization. Now we're looking at adding info cards, and this is where it gets really interesting, because now we have a link. We've not yet published it, but we have a link we can use. So what I do is I middle click that one, bring that one up and go to it, and then as you'll see, it's still private and my Tubebuddy tag has come up. See how that's come up there? That's come up from my description. That will always be there, so people will be able to click on that. But I've got this currently set as private. So the first thing I will do now is go to edit video. So we click on that and up comes the YouTube's built-in editing dialog. So here we've got end screen annotations and cards. Alright, so what we're looking at here, it's saying add info cards. So for instance, I want to go to cards, and then this dialog pops up. Right, and what cards are information that pops up in the middle of your video, and it will be it'll pop up in a little panel like this, and then under Tubebuddy you can actually apply certain templates to this and set templates to it. That's not something I'm currently using, so I can't speak with any authority on it. But let's say you've got to this stage in your video. Let's say you got to about here, and it's probably better to add cards after you've got about halfway through of your video. So let's say in this instance I've been talking about my friend Mark's remarks, for instance, and I want to add a card to a Mark's remarks video. So what I do is I would go somewhere like a YouTube video, and I would find Mark's remarks. Mark's remarks, and then let's have a look. There you are, it pops up. So I go to Mark's remarks' channel, for instance, and I'll say, oh yeah, I want to do a link to Mark doing his version of my sandwich, or his version of this sandwich challenge. So I click on that video, and then I go down to the share button like this, and up pops this dialogue in YouTube where you can share it to Google+, share it to Twitter. I don't need to do that with most of mine because I click that little box that says share also to Google and Twitter, if you remember. But then I share to other things like Pinterest and Facebook and my Blogger. But you've also got this down here which you can just click here and copy. So what happens, that will copy that to your clipboard, and then you can go to your video and then add a card, choose a video or playlist, and then you paste it into there and just create card. What now happens is this comes up in your video. As soon as the video reaches this timeline, this point in the timeline, a little reminder will flash up across the top of the screen, and people will be able to click in the corner and see what you're talking about, and then say, yeah, all right, well, we'll go to that. And what that does is when it goes to it, it will pause your video at that point, and then it will let them run to that video, have a look, or tag it, or pause it, and then come back to your video and carry on, that sort of thing. So this is how we do it. Another thing you can do when you're adding cards is you can promote another channel. So for instance, I go here, and then instead of just going there, what I do is I go to Mark's Remarks' landing page, and then I copy the channel information from there and then paste that in. So and then I'll say Mark's Remarks in there. What I do, I'm lazy, so I copy that and I paste it in there as well. So what happens is then I create the card, and then what that does, you'll see now, is when you're actually in, it shows that information button in the video, and then I can drill down to that, and then that link will take me to Mark's channel landing page. So there you go. All right, useful stuff. I think you can make up to 5. Yeah, you can make up to 5 of these. The other type of cards you can add is things like polls, which I've never used, and then you can put in links, but you're very limited on the sort of things that you can put here. I've never actually used one. It says what you can link to. So if you've got an associated website, for instance, I've got things like blogs and things like that. These are all things that are listed. So for instance, I've got one here that tells stories, so I can then put that in. There you go. So for instance, it picks up something out of there, and then it creates it as a card. Oh, it tells me to do something, so I'll just put anything in there. Blurb. and then put some blurb in there, and then create card. So then what it does, it puts in a link to a related sort of thing in there. This is just an example. It's not something I'll ever publish, but that gives you an example. The other thing you can do is you can spread these out as well. For instance, you can put different cards at different timelines. So if you want to edit that one, you can split them out, for instance, and put them at different times. So that will pop up at that time, that one will pop up at another time, and that will pop up at another time. So what you do is you listen into what you've been saying, and if you mention somebody's name at, say, this point, that is where you put that name at that point, if you know what I mean, right? So there you go, that's cards. Real easy to use. Not as difficult as some people might think. Right, end screen annotations. Now, before I go away from that, you can actually now, you can set that one within Tubebuddy. You can set that particular selection as a template. Alright, so once that's set as a template, then on the next video you can simply just apply it as a template. Right, another one we got up here is end screen and annotations. If you're not using this, again, you should be. What it does, it takes the last 20 seconds of your video and you can overlay some information in it. Now, for instance, I know I've got a template for this one. I've got a couple, so let me pick the Trini one, for instance, and then apply that. Reload it. And then you'll see that particular template has come in, and I'm able to use that as an end screen and annotation template. And as the cursor runs over it, you'll see they pop up. Before it, they should go away, and then as soon as they get to that point in the timeline, they'll pop up. You can shorten these. For instance, you can shorten them so that they only run for 10 seconds, something like that. So that one doesn't pop up until, see the middle one? That one with Taste of Trini's pretty face on it. That pops up at that point in time. So you've got plenty of leeway with those. You can move them around, but they will only operate within the last 20 seconds of your video. Alright, so if you're making videos, have that in mind. What I do is I have something rather blank at the end of my videos for 20 seconds, an image or something at the end of my videos for 20 seconds, over which this overlay will work and not be too distracting. So if I clear that, let me clear it off there, and then I will show you how to set them individually. It's pretty much how we did the cards. So you want to add an element, so you can add a video or playlist. A useful one to put in here is your most recent upload, because whatever time, somebody might be watching this in a year or two in the future, and you want them to see your most recent stuff coming in, even on old videos. So when they're looking at old videos, they're seeing your most recent thing that you've ever done. So that's really useful. Another one is you can go in and you can choose either a video. So let's just create that one. I want to show my unscented soap video, and you've got something like, I think you've got 4 elements that you can put on this page, and you can position them. You can position them in a number of places, and there are these helpful little bars to tell you when you're in the middle, horizontally and vertically, like that. Or you can put them into the corners, or like that and that. I'm quite fond of those. And then another thing you can add instead of this, for instance, is you can go to a playlist. And I'm actually doing a tutorial now, so I would think relevant to this would be the fact that I can add a tutorial playlist. At the moment there's only one video in there, but you could have playlists with something like 30 videos in it, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's see what else we got here. You can put a subscribe in here, and that's your own channel. So for instance, you might want to put your own channel in there, or you've been talking about a friend. So let's say same with Mark's Remarks again. So if I copy that and show you that one, let's take him out, delete that, add element, channel, promote another channel. So that's what I do. Say hi to Mark, create element, and then you'll see, as before, Mark's Remarks channel link is in the end of my video. So I've said hi to my friend Mark, click the link, and you can go there. Other elements I've shown you is as before, it's a link to an approved website, so it's just the same as it was in cards. So these are pretty much the same, except they're given a big banner at the end like that. So I hope you find that useful. Alright, so once you've done all that, you can hit save. Once you're happy with that, you can check these out. There's a lot of these things I don't use, by the way. I don't use audio or enhancements and things like that. And I don't use closed caption subtitles either at the moment. It's something to consider as your channel grows. So once you're happy with that, you click save, and then now we're good with that. We can actually close that dialog and go back to our video and say, hey, look, let's publish it. So we click publish. I won't do that on this one because I don't want to publish this one, but you click publish, and then that becomes a live video. So there you are. I hope this has been of some use to you, and if you are interested in integrating Tubebuddy into your browser to help you enhance and help you get a few more clicks, you can go and download the free version from here. If you like it, if you want to expand the functionality of it, then consider using one of their paid options. And the pros can start from as little as $9 a month. If you're a super YouTuber, you'll be paying that a month. If you're a star YouTuber, you'll be paying that, but it depends what level you want to be. I'm currently just on the pro level, which I'm quite happy with for now, but I can certainly see that as my channel grows, and it will, that I will probably be looking to go for the star level, which will give me a lot more functionality. So on the free one, there's certain things that are limited, you'll see here, but you still get most of the functionality that you've seen here. Your thumbnail generation comes on the pro version, comes in there. The upload default profiles, they come in at the pro version. I like to use the comment filters, and I'll show you that now, which come in at the pro version, and the canned responses, which are very useful, they come in at the pro version. So I'll just show you that now. some of you might be managing your comments directly in your video. Well, there's a disadvantage to that, because each time you click your video, it generates a click, and if you're only in there for a few seconds, you're clicking out of it after a few seconds, and then you're not exactly improving your stats. So the way I do it is I do it from within this dialog. So I go, this isn't a Tubebuddy thing, although it has got Tubebuddy elements within it. But you have got this on your Creator Studio. You go down to your comments within here, and you can handle all your comments from within here. Alright, so all your friends, people are commenting within here, and you'll see these are ones I've responded to down here, and all these above this line are ones that have come in this morning or since last night. And what I can do is I can click down and go with the Tubebuddy extension. I can go to the ones that I've not replied to, and then it will just shortlist the ones that I've not responded to yet. That's really useful. And then there's also ones with a follow-up. I don't have any of them at the moment. You can click show more, but these are ones that, yeah, there's ones that need a follow-up, for instance. So I can go down those and work on those. All very handy. So what you can do in these as well, for instance, I'm going to say, there's a friend who said, oh, that's brilliant, right? So what I can do is I can use a canned response, and what I've got here is, you're welcome, thank you, thanks for watching, no worries. I don't use that one very much, like for like. Your support, and thanks for your support, appreciate your support, you're a great friend to my channel. And what these do is they bring in the name of the person as well. So in this case, and if you're watching I Give Up, thank you for your comment, and thanks for letting me use your comment as an example here. So for instance, I want to say thank you to I Give Up. So thank you, I Give Up. That will come up, and I can add anything to that. Your support is much appreciated, for instance. And then I can hit the reply, and then that goes up like that. Now, also in here you've got, there's a reply I haven't done, so I want to go and have a look at those, and that will take me to my Tubebuddy interface for canned responses. So for instance, I can go here and say thank you, and what I do is I put in this left brace N right brace, and that gives the recipient's channel name, so that feeds back their channel name into your comment. So thank you space nom exclamation mark, so that was a thank you, and I put that in to remind me that it's thank you with their name, and save changes, for instance. How you do it is up to you, but these are really useful if you're trying to stay in contact. We're all running out of time. The more people you've got supporting your channel, the more people you want to say thank you to, and you know, sooner or later you're going to get flooded with too many to handle. So anything that saves you time will keep you responding to the people that put you on the map. These are the people that are helping you up and helping you along, and they deserve the best. So keep generating responses as long as you can, because your viewers are gold and golden. Right, I hope that explains a little about it and about the functionality of Tubebuddy. I wouldn't want to be without it now. I'm probably using it so much that I kind of take it for granted, and I might not even have done it full justice on this, but I really do enjoy using it, and I enjoy having this functionality, so I think it's worth me paying for the pro version at the moment, but that's entirely up to you. You do get quite a lot of functionality with the free version, and there's just some additional stuff that I want to show you. This will let you know what integrations you've got. So I'm integrating with Facebook. You can integrate Patreon if you're into that sort of thing. And in addition, there's some major member perks. So those with a paid Tubebuddy license can receive some awesome member perks. All right. I use Tubebuddy Mobile as well, which is free with my membership. Audio Hero is excellent. You've got 250,000 premium royalty-free music tracks and sound effects that are really good. You'll have seen or heard some of the artificial intelligence computer-generated audio tracks in a few of my videos, particularly the ones where I'm riding on the back of a trike. They come from this from JukeDeck, and you can go in there and you can download a load of tracks which are really useful. And then you get things like 25% off on Epidemic sound production music. You get high quality graphics that you can integrate into your videos, again for free, which would normally cost you $20 a month. There's a YouTube starter pack which is really useful. Let's take you to that. And this is Roberto Blake's YouTube starter kit. And if any of you who don't know who Roberto Blake is, you really need to start looking at his videos, because he's going to help you develop your channel. And there's some little things like this, you know, these borders and that you can choose and download and use them, integrate them into your videos. Some channel art. There's not many examples of that come free, but there's end screen templates. Again, these are quite useful for doing those end screen things. Lower thirds, there's a couple of those you get for free. But if you buy the whole package from Roberto Blake, you get all this functionality here. So that's quite useful to know. And there's 33% off 3Play Media. And that does captions, professionally transcribed captions for your 3Play Media. Normally charged at $3 per minute. And then there's 50% off YouTube stock, which are 4K, no copyright motion graphics and sounds. So they're all perks you get for membership. There's also an affiliate program, so you get a standard 30% commission. You give people the link like I'll be giving you. That's my personal link, which you can click if you are interested in looking at Tubebuddy. If you click on that link, you'll be helping me out, and if you get into the program yourself, you'll be able to put that at the foot of your videos and generate some income for yourself as well.
If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe, and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.